It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Jimmy Butler.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Frazier, Harden out there with Thomas. Then there's Nicholas Claxton, and it's Whitehead in at the 3 spot. And for Chicago, Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Josh Giddey is out there with Insanity, and it's Butler in at the small forward position. With the All-Star game behind us, Greg, what's the focus now for teams that find themselves far outside of the playoff picture?
It depends on the team, Kevin, but in my opinion, it's all about competing and building a foundation for next season. Use the time you have to consistently improve.
Now, here's Thomas. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And stolen by Butler. Here's Insanity, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Well, with all eyes on Butler, guys get open because of his ability to score the ball.
It's Thomas on the wing. Pass to Claxton, back to Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. It's all in by the Bulls. And you want to talk about winning recipes? These guys have 21 wins in a row. That's right, 21.
Well, of all the ways to establish yourself as a powerhouse, this may be the best way to do it, by going on a phenomenal streak and looking practically unbeatable. One thing you can tell right now, they are playing with swagger, a sort of poise that they're backing up with execution. Not easy to do.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And here's Harden for 3. Drills the three-pointer.
Oh, and the D, you got to get out on that, or Harden will make you pay.
Insanity, the pass to Butler. And it's Butler with the jam.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Dan, you know, you think about Jimmy Butler, and you and I are fans of his game. Talk about a guy who calls it like he sees it, though. My goodness.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Look, Jimmy's never going to hold back. He'll call out his teammates. He'll call out opponents. He'll call out the referees. This guy acts with no fear.
Just don't call out the broadcasters, right? We want to stay out of his range.
And he would have no reason to.
Exactly. Here's Thomas after the made shot and Insanity. And Thomas with the stuff.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the sides.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Now, here's Butler. Against Miami, he was really on his game. Unloads. Rebounded by the Nets. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, you got to think Coach will show this one as an example of what not to do. You got to take care of the ball.
Here's Insanity. And he also played a big role in their last game with Miami.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Thomas passes to Whitehead. Pass to Harden. Beyond the arc. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. Chicago leading by 5. Here's Insanity. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist. 10 points for Insanity.
And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside positions.
Pass to Whitehead. Paxton is screen on Butler. Whitehead passes to Frazier. So, Stan, let me take you back to the 95-96 NBA season. It was your first year as an NBA assistant. And, of course, the Bulls winning 72 games in that season. Unbelievable.
They were incredible, but one of my great memories in that season, the day of the trade deadline, we sent out 5 guys, brought in 5 new guys. We had to play the Bulls that night. Only one of those players made it in. We had only 8 guys available, some guys who had hardly played for us. Rex Chapman had an unbelievable game, and we beat Michael Jordan's Bulls on that night.
Oh, what a great story. And he sinks the second. The Bulls leading by 6. Now here's Giddey. 9 points last game. Pass to Vucevic. Good defense by Claxton. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hi, Kevin. Well, insanity in their last outing against the Heat was a man on a mission. He finished with 49 points, and he was dialed in with his shooting. Very few misses out there. Those were ridiculous numbers he put up. See what he has in store for an encore. Can't wait to see. Kevin?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
When it comes to players who like having fun, Greg, Jimmy Butler has to be way up there.
Kevin, did you see his media picture for the 23-24 season? He looked like he belonged in an emo band with that hairstyle. Jimmy is definitely one of those guys that likes to troll and have fun.
The free throw drops for Butler.
Well, you got to appreciate how Butler inspires his teammates. He gives them someone to rally around on the floor.
Chicago making a switch here. Dosumu's checked in, and the Nets also making a change. Clowney's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
A highly talented two-way player, Butler is also known for his tough-nosed approach to the game.
Harden outside. Oh, Claxton in position. High to stuff the alley-oop.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Well, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Pass to insanity. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Outside Thomas. Down low. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Thomas. Harden's got 5.
And what control from Harden inside, adjusting his shot perfectly for that short-range make.
Pass to Vucevic. Over Claxton. Vucevic with the bucket.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
It's Thomas on the wing. Here's Claxton. Vucevic defending. Thomas against Vucevic. Thomas, no luck.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
And the rejection by Claxton. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Some changes for Chicago. Cruz is checked in for Brooklyn. Shake Milton comes in for Thomas. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Buzelis out there with Dosunmu. And it's Vucevic. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's insanity in at the 1 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Trent, right side. They set the pick. Hits the jumper in space.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes, that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And he makes the first. Some changes for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Max Strus. And it's James Harden in for Shake Milton. Both free throws good from Insanity.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Pass to Alexander Walker. From past the arc. It's all in by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the middle. They swipe it. Here's Alexander Walker, defended by Dosunmu. Harden with it. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Here's Insanity. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist. Giddey's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Now here's Harden. A 23-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, he did a great job attacking the defense and getting to the line. That kind of aggression goes a long way.
Chicago leading by 23. And here is Dosunmu. He's got 6. High post Vucevic. And controls it. Trent passes to Alexander Walker. Back to Trent. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Bulls. And these guys are winning games by at least 11 points per game. I mean, they're beating up on teams in historic fashion.
And these guys are bringing back memories of that monumental season the 71-72 Lakers had at just over 12 points. These guys are nipping at their heels.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. Some changes for Chicago. Williams comes in for Buzelis. And it's Butler in for Josh Giddey. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that. But Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Chance to see some stats for insanity. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. First in scoring, and also his field goal percentage is up in the top 5. Tremendously efficient at finishing plays at the basket.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. #1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. And now the Bulls on the break. Here's Dosunmu. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a three-point play. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
And that one misses. You know, Stan, when I think of you as a coach, I think defense. So let me put you on the spot as you assess the wing defenders in the NBA right now. Who are some of the top 2 or 3 that you notice?
Well, look, there's so many good ones. My favorite right now is Lou Dort because he's so strong, he's so disciplined, and he has an amazing ability to use his body even against guys that are a lot taller. He is a frustrating guy for great scorers to play against.
Now, he brought a lot to the NBA, but haven't the Thunder done a good job developing that kid?
Well, they have, and look, they've got other great defenders too, like Jalen Williams.
Here's Harden. The Bulls getting the bucket. Outside Thomas. Paxton sets the screen for Thomas. And they pick up 2.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Dosunmu, the pass to Butler. And here's Vucevic. Claxton covering. And it's Vucevic missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now here's Harden. 7 points in the game. And he banks in the layup. Harden's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Here's insanity. 18 points for him. An even 3-on-3 break. 19 seconds left in the first half of the game. Thomas deciding where to go with it. Just 5 on the clock. Harden outside. 13 feet away. A shot, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's Chicago running away with it. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment.
Did you miss us? Stupid question. Of course you did, and we missed you. And tonight we kick off with our mid-season focus on power rankings.
Looking at the Bulls, They're the best team in the league, and they know it. When you're the biggest dog, throw that muscle around, keep the rest of the pack in line.
Listen, nobody should be surprised by how they're playing. This team is loaded.
Changing focus now to the tough first half for the Brooklyn Nets.
They're getting destroyed inside. I'm pretty sure even Kenny could get a layup on them right now.
Shaq, I'd get a layup on you every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pick and roll game was just phenomenal.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, insanity has really been making it happen.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape was just destroying the rim.
Well, they've got to build a wall immediately because he'll just keep attacking like that if they don't.
And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead, setting the floor for the Nets. Harden out there with Cam Thomas. Then there's Frazier. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Whitehead in at the three. And so it's Brooklyn with it after the Bulls picking up a basket just moments ago. There's Thomas with the three. It's rebounded by Giddey. The Bulls leading by 23. Insanity. Up and in on the layup. Vucevic has got his second basket.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Pass to Whitehead. Back to Harden. Nice touch on the shot from close range.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. And the Nets shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Thomas finds Claxton. Shot from 12. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
It's stolen by Frazier. Harden with it. Now guarded by Insanity. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
Not a great start to the second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
And that one falls for Williams. Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the two biggest would be this. I think, number one, anytime there was a lack of effort, you're not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
Stolen by Harden. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played.
Way to go, James. No one hits a pull-up like the Beard. I mean, he's perfected the quick stop and pop, and that thing is a deadly shot.
Here's Insanity. 22 points for him. Here's Butler. And it comes off the front of the rim. Nets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Thomas finds Claxton. Williams against Thomas. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got his third basket of the night right there.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Here's Butler. James Harden picking up that last basket. Butler passes to Williams. Giddey with the screen on Frazier. Williams from outside. Nailed from three-point land. Williams has got 8 points here in this quarter. Thomas passes to Whitehead. Pass to Harden. Oh, Claxton in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And we know about Harden's scoring abilities, but his team heavily relies on that vision and playmaking as well.
Now, here's Butler. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
Here's Whitehead. Still yet to score.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Here's Insanity. He can't get it to go. Nice D from Frazier. For Brooklyn, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Whitehead. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Claxton a screen on Giddey. Thomas's shot is off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Williams' shot is off.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Bulls?
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
Free throw good, Thomas. Some changes for Chicago. Sharch checked in for Vucevic. Buzelis comes in for Patrick Williams. And it's Dosunmu in for Josh Giddey. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Clowney's checked in. Max Strus comes in for Frazier. Trent's checked in. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for James Harden. And both free throws good for Thomas. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. You think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
And how about we check the numbers for James Harden?
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
On defense, Chicago. Now, Strus. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Pass to Alexander Walker. Clock at 4. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And Clowney can't get it to go. Chicago has gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Insanity. 24 points for him. Here's Buzelis. Off target from outside. There's 1:26 left in the third quarter of the game. Bounce pass from Alexander Walker. There's the pick. Thomas. It's good from about 19 feet. Thomas got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, he was scuffling with this shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
Pass to Dosunmu. Sharge just screen on Trent. A baseline J, and he makes that one. Butler's got 7 points.
And Jimmy Butler is very comfortable operating in that mid-range area.
Alexander Walker passes to Trent. Jacks up a 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. The Insanity's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the shot goes in. The Insanity's got 26 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Thomas. 11 points in the game. With a step back. And off the fryer, and in it goes. Thomas got 9 points here in the second half. Butler against Trent. Now here's Butler. He has 7. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head.
Checked in for Chicago. Insanity comes in for Butler. James Harden, he's checked in for the Nets. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Insanity, guarded by Harden. And Greg, everyone loves talking trades. Future first-round picks have been moved quite a bit of late, and that's been kind of interesting.
Kevin, a lot of teams that don't control any of their future first-round picks. With so much pressure to win now, GMs are willing to use draft assets.
So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. Dosunmu is out there with Buzelis. Then there's Insanity, and it's Kobe White, and it's Covington in a competitive spot, manning the middle.
You've got to love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. And so Harden will bring it up for Brooklyn. They host the Clippers after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Harden with a screen on White. Alexander Walker with the ball. 5 on the clock. Trent with it. Now guarded by Insanity. Trent laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Trent's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
Insanity can't get it to go. Brooklyn's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Trent kicks to Harden. Pass to Clowney. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Insanity, guarded by Harden. And Insanity gets it to go.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Trent outside. Harden sets the pick for Trent. For 3. It's hauled in by Insanity. Insanity's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Buzelis. A rebound by the Nets.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Harden can't hit.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
They set the pick. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Pass to Steffens. The tray connects from three-point range. Steffens got himself on the board with 3 there.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
There's Thomas with the 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Now here's White. Here's Insanity. Oh, and he clocks it off the glass. Wow. And here's Harden. There's 1:59 left in the game. To the inside. Whitehead passes to Frazier. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. Sharks grabs the board.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
Here's Insanity. Claxton covering. Here's Insanity. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. The Insanity's got 12 points here in the second half. And for the Nets, they're shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Chicago.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And so checking out their season record, this game will be... And it's a great finish! Oh!
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Right side, Thomas shoots over White. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Harden.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Pass to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on.
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
Some nice ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Insanity. He takes it in. Out to Sharp. Fires the three. Sinks the three-pointer.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
Way to bring home that W.